1986, gosh, that's a while ago. Swamp Thing, right here at Galaxy, 13 after 11 o'clock. It is 17 degrees, not bad. Weatherman says 20 degrees today. I'm saying 22 degrees. Barbara, of course, said 23. It's not going to get there. Really isn't. Don't worry about it. 22 degrees, you'll be good. It is Tuesday, April the 20th, and believe me, let me do this first.
Galaxy 107fm.
That's right, you're right here at Galaxy 107fm. For everybody that's joining us live on Facebook Live, got to thank you for joining us again today. And believe me, we're going back to North Carolina. I think we're honorary North Carolinians by now. I really, really do. And got to thank Terry Buncannon as well for putting us in touch with Smitty and the Jumpstarters. These guys are brilliant, absolutely stunning. I love their work, I really, really do. And well, you might recognize this.
This is Smitty from Smitty the Jumpstarters. Hey, let's all shout, hey, Bob-a-ree-bop. Galaxy 107 FM.
Now, we love playing that. So, well, you know something? I suppose we better do it. Here is Smitty and the Jumpstarters. So, how you feeling, guys? You okay?
Yeah, hey, doing good.
Nice. I was being told that there's 74 countries and 119 cities around the world joining us right now.
That's great. Excellent. That's amazing.
That's
great.
It's not bad, eh? A huge section out of Uganda, of all places. Thank you so much for joining us. It's an absolute pleasure to be there. It really is. Believe me, we're everywhere. We're in France, we're in Belgium, we're in watching. Nice. And basically, we're watching you, watching us, watching you, kind of, you know.
Hi, Ted.
Mr. Tossoff is joining us. Nice to have you back again, my friend. It is an absolute pleasure. Today we're in North Carolina. We are joining Smitty and the Jumpstarters. And guys, I see the third member of the band there. He's absolutely captivated right now.
Yeah. Oh. Yeah.
I'm loving the chest behind you.
Beg your pardon?
I'm loving the chest behind you.
Oh, the furniture, yes.
Yeah.
Hey, Terry.
Very, very
Hey,
cool.
Fred.
How old is it?
Hi.
You know, I don't have an idea about that. We've never dated that. It's a piece that's been around for a while. It's my wife's piece.
Yeah, no, believe me, I wouldn't date it either, but they're
around with you.
yeah, believe me, it does look vintage. It really, really does.
We've got Terry in the house.
Terry's in the house. Mr. Van Cannon is here. Nice to have you with us, brother man. And believe me, I'm absolutely loving this. I really, really am. We've got Smitty and the Jumpstarters today, and as of course you would know, we're doing an interview with them right now. Now at the same time, Roy, isn't it?
Yes.
Yeah. So I'm just meeting you pretty much for the first time, Roy. So you know you'll get the right impression straight away. Nutter. Okay. You will. But Roy, I want to talk to you about how long you've been playing drums and stuff like that, what your past is, how you guys actually met and all that sort of stuff. We'll cover some of that as we go through it, okay?
Okay, no problem.
Okay, and I'm also going to ask you, Brian, why you did this, you know what I mean? Because you don't hear this kind of music a hell of a lot these days, and I'm damn pleased you did.
It's the kind of music I've gotten a big appreciation for over the years. And one of the things we do is play swing dances, and that's kind of where this is kind of originated. Is where I guess 6 years ago, my former band broke up and had a chance to put something else together, and I had a swing dance gig and approached these guys, especially Roy. And
Brian, I'll just cut in there. I'm sorry. We're just coming up to airtime. We will talk about this, okay, my friend? Because I'm really impressed with this. I am.
Hey, Baba Reba. 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 Well, your daddy knows.
That's right, you're right here at Galaxy 107 FM at 19 after 11 o'clock. It is 17 degrees downtown. Damned hot in here, I got to be honest with you. We need to employ some Kiwi air conditioning. Open the damn window, will you? Thank you. Believe me, we've got all the techno stuff here, including your Kiwi air conditioning. Today, and for you guys that are going to be watching us, I got to thank you very, very much for joining us right now. You're going to be watching it a little later on, you know, over in the YouTubey kind of deal. You know what to do, right? You do. Sub thumb bell. Yeah, because of notifications when we have important people, much like Smitty and the Jumpstarters, coming out of North Carolina. They're joining us today, and believe me, I'm absolutely elated to catch up with Brian Smith. And today also I'm meeting for the first time Roy Brown. And Roy's been a drummer now for a number of years. We're going to talk about that. And we're also going to talk about the style of music that Smitty and the Jumpstarters play. You know, I'm absolutely loving this. I think there's a re-insurgence of this coming. And these guys are right there, right on the pulse of it right now. We opened the show with, Hey Baba Rebop. Guys, welcome to Galaxy. Tell me about this. How did you come to this music?
Well, we have a passion for playing swing dances, and that's kind of where this music comes from. It's rooted earlier than the 40s. You know, the 20s, 30s there were swing dances, and in the 40s you had the big bands, and I've just had a passion for this music for a long time. But I like when it sort of hits the 50s, and some of that style is more of what I like. So I kind of like taking old blues and upbeat songs, rhythm and blues tunes, and just kind of reworking them and making them kind of fit to today's with today's people and what everybody likes today. It's a little bit different than yesteryear and what playing the covers. But these are covers. A lot of them are, and we play swing dances, and that's kind of where this originated with us and with Smitty and the Jumpstarters.
Well, you know, guys, and believe me, I play a lot of music, and just lately I've been noticing that a lot of the, especially the pop artists, now are going back to that swing era again. Almost feels like I should be re-employing my zoot suit.
It probably would still be in style. It could.
You're not wrong.
You could definitely wear it out to a club and swing dance.
Yeah, believe me, these days I could, especially because it's sort of fluoro red.
Ooh, well, I bet that was...
Back in the day it was eye-catching. Today, wow. It really is. Roy, nice to have you on board, my friend.
Thanks for having us. We're happy to be with you today.
Now, you guys, and believe me, Smitty and the Jumpstarters, relatively in the scheme of things, quite an early band. You've only been together, you know, almost 4 years now, right?
A little bit more than that. I think we're five and a half.
About 5.5.
Yeah, about 5.5 years. So,
yeah, but together as a band and individually, you guys have a plethora of knowledge and have worked with so many other bands over the years. How did you guys actually get together? What brought you guys together?
It was Brian's vision. Brian and I had worked together outside of the band, and we just reached a point to where neither one of us were doing anything. The things we had been doing musically on our own had all kind of fallen by the wayside, which happens on occasion. And Brian had this vision, and we got together with Doug Dennis, the bass player, and jammed a little bit. And Brian the wheels started turning and thought there was something there, and it evolved from that. But it's really the original kind of playlist concept was Brian had the idea for the tunes, and really the makeup of the band. He wanted the 3-piece rhythm section with saxophone player was kind of his vision, and it just kind of clicked. I mean, we've all, it's worked out really well.
Worked well.
Brian, I've got to ask you, do you believe in premarital sex?
Well, why not?
Yeah, exactly. What goes around, right? As long as it blows well. Phyllis Salter-Garn is watching, and also Brendan Warren. Nice to have you guys on board as well this morning. Terry Van Cannon, brother man, is also there. Now, at the same time, hey, hey, Bob, hey, Barbara Rebop, let me get this right. It is a cover, but why did you choose this particular track?
It's been a favorite of mine for a long time. A friend of mine turned me on to it, a guy by the name of Bobby Kelly, who, here's a little bit of degree of separation. His wife is Christy Jackson, who sings on Terry Van Cannon's song. We played together for 15 years. He's a bass player, and he's kind of retired away from playing. And so years ago, he kind of introduced me to this song. It's old Lionel Hampton tune. And it's just been kind of twirling, in my ear for many years. And until this band came out, I could bring things out and try to produce them in a way that I heard them, and I think that people would like to listen to them. You kind of kick these songs up a little bit and make them modern, but yet this song was written in 1946. So it's imagine 1946 song on the airways now, but it's a cool song. It's a fun tune, and so that's kind of what we try to do. Try to have good, fun songs that get you on your feet, get you moving, and that's kind of the purpose of this band, is wanting to get you moving and grooving with the songs.
Well, you know something, Brian, I seem to be able to find myself these days not getting through a breakfast show without playing at least one Smitty and the Jumpstarters somewhere in my breakfast show. It really, really is. So you guys are getting quite the following. You really, really are. You're getting requested all over the place. And the breakfast show itself primarily is put together of the amount of requests that we have. So believe me, to be in that show alone is quite a high standard. It really, really is. Now, at the same time, I've got a fan question for you. And believe me, the producer just said to me, as a fan, how do we get hold of you guys? Are you on Facebook? Are you on Twitter? Are you on Instagram? But more importantly, guys, do you respond?
Certainly do. Certainly do respond. We have our own website. It's jumpstartersband.com. We have a Facebook page, and that we keep them both up to date. We don't have an Instagram. We got a YouTube page which has our videos and our songs on it. And so any of those mediums, you can just Google our name, Smitty the Jumpstarters, and you come up with all our sites. But we do respond, and we try to keep everything up to date and show kind of the stuff we have out there, maybe upcoming gigs when we're going to get them. They're pending now, so we'll see.
Well, you shouldn't have actually said that, because you're going to get another 5,000 Facebook fans in no time now. You'll be passing all the Instagram stuff off to Roy, and then of course we'll get the rest of them covered by Steve and Doug, won't we? And otherwise, believe me, Brian, you'll be there all day. You'll get no work done. You know what I mean?
Well, it's
There are worse things.
yes, that's right. There's worse things.
Fair enough.
So,
Fair enough. Now, on your website, can we download your music from there?
but not directly through the website. There's a couple songs, videos that are up there, and there's a way to actually buy the CD. We have a PayPal account that we're asking people to go through there to get the CD and
Physical CD.
Yeah, get the actual CD, which is have a CD, and so they can get the CD through that. But the downloads are all through either iTunes or Amazon Music or
Pretty much all the digital platforms
Yes.
we're on.
Nice. Now, at the same time, on your website, do you have a merch store? Can we buy merch from there?
A mix. No, I think the only thing you can get from the website, well, you can
from our website, only the second CD is available.
Okay.
The first CD, we sold out of. We don't have any physical copies, but it is available for download.
Okay. What about T-shirts and koozies and stuff like that? Do you have availability of that?
Don't have any yet.
You know, we hadn't yet. This was going to be last year was going to be the year I was going to invest and start doing the swag and get more stuff, and then
COVID hit.
And now we have a whole bunch of CDs that we haven't gotten out there to sell yet.
The CDs came into our possession a month after lockdown here. So
Perfect timing, right? Absolutely. Tell you what, and maybe you consider this actually, maybe you would like to send us a handful of those CDs and we could do a giveaway here at Galaxy. Keep Smitty and the Jumpstarters rolling on our station. What do you reckon?
Well,
the truth is, they're on the way.
They're on the way. They left Tokyo a few days ago, and that's the last notice I've got. So there's a shipment
box on the way
to you. So you'll be getting them soon. But you know, USPS these days, you just never know when you're going to get things.
Hey, look, don't worry about it. It took one company to get us a box almost 9 months. They said, well, COVID hit. I went, but the post didn't stop coming.
Well,
there's a box with some CDs on the way to you guys.
On the way.
That's very, very cool. I'm looking forward to that. Barbara, this thing's doing something crazy again. Believe me, we need this. We do. In the meantime, do you guys remember Darth Vader? Star Wars? Do you remember Darth Vader from Star Wars?
Oh, yeah. Yes.
Yeah, you remember that lightsaber wandy thing? Believe me, Barbara has one of these things, and it's just like one of those lightsabers. You just got to get out of the way really quickly.
It's dangerous.
Yeah, it's a hard hat area. You got to learn to duck very, very quickly. You do. John Hattonstone?
Yeah, we just interviewed him.
Yeah, John. Nice to have you on board, my friend. It really, really is. We just did an interview with a young man coming out of Canada, and he's decided to join us to see whether the first time round I was that stupid or not. He just wants to know that I'm stupid to other people as well. He wasn't singled out.
That's right. No. Same here.
Yeah, I asked them about vegan sausage. Here's one for you, actually, guys. Have you ever tried vegan sausages? Are you guys vegans in any way?
No.
No? You wouldn't know whether they use real vegans in them as well?
No, wouldn't know.
No, I wouldn't.
Yeah, I'm a little disappointed about that, believe me. I've been trying to find out about that since I found out that they don't use real Girl Guides and Girl Guide biscuits.
What?
How many babies does it take to make a bottle of baby oil?
Come on.
I mean, gosh, geez. At the same time, here's something to think about, actually, if you're a vegan. You imagine going out on a Friday night, having a few beers and stuff, and then you get into a fight with another vegan. Is it still called having a beef?
Well, certainly.
Okay, so if you get a slap across the face, is it still getting across the chops?
Well, yes, yeah, it's certainly. It can be used in a lot of different ways.
Yeah, we're not abusing celery, are we?
Not at all.
Hi,
Nice.
Tim.
You know,
How are you, mate?
Well, we don't want them jumping all over the place at us, do we?
We got a drummer.
We need a drummer. We do. Let's go. Well, I tell you what, we could all go jumping, literally. In fact, let's go jumping. Tell me about Let's Go Jumping, guys.
Let's Go Jumping is a song. It was written by Big Joe and the Dynaflows. Song I picked up early '90s, and here again, I like reworking songs. I like old songs. I like kind of bringing them back so people can hear them again. I don't know. It's kind of neat seeing what you can do with the song and how you can take it and modernize it just a little bit, or just bring a new audience to it. So, I mean, it kind of fit the criteria of the swing band things that we're doing, and so it was just a natural to bring it in and to play it and kind of arrange it and put it on the album. Mm-hmm.
You know, I absolutely love it, I do. And Tim Steinreich is in the house. Boom, I saw that. Hey, your friends. Nice to have you on board. Here, live today is Smitty and the Jumpstarters, and let's go jumping right here at Galaxy.
This is Smitty from Smitty the Jumpstarters in North Carolina. Hey, let's go jumping.
Love those stingers, I really, really do. And yeah, I'm looking forward to getting hold of a copy of this CD that you sent.
Well, I wish you'd have had it by now already.
We hoped it would be there before today.
I was hoping it would be.
Funny you should say that. Believe me, a couple of weeks ago, we were doing an interview with a guy, and he goes,
Oh,
"Hey,
sorry. Hang on, I've got to turn that
White
off.
Saber."
Yeah, is it off now?
No, it isn't.
Oh,
it
hang
makes
on.
me look
I'll go this way
real.
and do it.
Anyway, we
Yeah, I
knew
think
that
it's
we were
turned
doing
off.
this interview with this guy, and just as we were about to start the interview,
yeah,
the
sorry
post
about
arrived
that.
and it had his box there.
Oh, great.
I had 5 minutes, race down the hall, have a quick freshen up, put on his t-shirt and bring out his CD and stuff like that and promote it like we've had it for a month. You know what I mean?
Well, see, we'll get to do this again, maybe. I'll send you some swag and some new things, and we can kind of keep this rotating. How about that?
I
Yeah,
would, Brian, I would love you to come back. I really, really would. But that just tells me that you're almost sadomasochistic.
Well, you know, you try things out here and there.
Okay, all right. I like that attitude. You'd fit well in Germany.
Yeah.
You see, in Germany at the moment, they're still in lockdown, but the BDSM clubs are allowed to be open as long as they wear their masks.
Perfect.
Nothing new for them.
No, exactly. But I tell you what, here in New Zealand, our Secretary of Defence is having a conniption right now because you have to wear masks on all public deals like the buses, the taxis, and all that sort of stuff, the trains, right? And he's really confused because the facial recognition software is not working.
Yes, that could be a
He left
problem.
out the aeroplanes.
It can be. Well, the problem is, literally, a guy went into Auckland, our biggest city, one of the banks in there, without a mask on, held the place up. Nobody could recognise him. They didn't know who he was.
It's hard to put him in a lineup.
Yeah, exactly. He didn't have a mask on.
He's a guy with a mask.
No, he's the guy without the mask. We don't know who that is.
Galaxy.
So if you put all this music together, all in one big, what genre would you put it in?
Ooh. You know, I have a hard time with that every time I have to fill that out. I call it jump blues. You know, because it really is, it's blues with the format. You know, it's not sad songs, but it's blues in the format, but it's upbeat blues. And so I just kind of call it jump blues because it is a little bit of rockabilly. It's a little bit of vintage rock and roll. It's, you know, it's even you know, Chicago blues, but it's the maybe the faster side songs or the West Coast jump blues that are kind of, you know, of what we play. But it's based in swing dancing and dancing. You know, as long as you can dance, whether it's chair dancing or shuffling your feet or standing or shagging, you know, the beach music, those kind of things are all kinds of things that derive from this music.
Well, the wife says to me there'll be no shagging for me going on. None of that.
The tagline our bass player came up with is "It's rock and roll before it had a name."
Well, fair enough too. Of course, you're talking about Doug Dennis. Now, how did you guys meet Doug Dennis?
Well, you go first.
I've known Doug. We go way back. We were in high school together, and I started playing him a little bit in about 1972 for a little while. And then have crossed paths and been friends for a long time and have played together periodically over the years. But we go back to the early 70s.
Very, very cool. Now, at the same time, what got you into drumming?
Truthfully, I was fascinated by drums, and my father was a big band buff, and he loved all the old big bands. He loved the Dorsey Brothers, Duke Ellington, Count Basie. He was a big Count Basie fan, and he took me to see Buddy Rich at a young age. He loved Krupa, and so I loved that stuff. And then we've got the February 1964 date, and the Beatles came out. So between all that, my dad's record collection, and then the Beatles and all that came out of that time, it was just, drums, all drums.
It was a great time to be alive in that era, don't you agree?
Oh, absolutely. And, and
Just,
there's not one like it since.
exactly. Just watching all the music evolve over that period of time, just fantastic to be a part of it. It really, really was. Now, Brian, what got you into music itself?
Well, I started playing guitar at 8 years old, and here's a little story. My uncle was an Uncle Smitty, and he gave me my first guitar, and so between that and playing for, just started playing at 8 years old, and then somehow when I was a teenager, I heard Chuck Berry, and so Chuck Berry kind of took me over, and through that kind of rock and roll, by the time I was in my late teens, I finally found the blues. And I started listening to Johnny Winter and George Thorogood and the Allman Brothers and some of that stuff, and started figuring out who they were listening to. And so that in turn got me on Elmore James and Muddy Waters and John Lee Hooker and a lot of those types of original artists. And then that seed was just kind of there, and I've just been carrying that for the rest of my life.
Absolutely love it. I really, really do. Now, at the same time, COVID virus being what it is right now, and believe me, not a lot of shows going on around the world. And I don't just mean around our country, around everybody's country. Seems to be in a state of shock, to be very honest with you. So, are you guys doing more writing right now? Are you doing more recording right now?
No, like I said, we spent so much time and effort to get this last record done that actually came out a month after COVID hit and everything was locked down. We everything we had worked on to record, we had just gotten done. So we've kind of just been working on our own and really trying to push this record as much as we can without being able to play gigs behind it. And we're fortunate to be able to be on the radio with people like you guys to push it out there some during this time of not being able to play live.
Yes.
Now, Roy, let me tell you, we here have a certain standard, and literally we really, really do. Not just because you're friends of Terry Van Cannon, but we only play good music here at Galaxy. And Barbara gets about 30 bands a day, between 30 and 50 bands a day, getting in contact with her, wanting to do the promotions, wanting to be played on the radio, wanting to do the interviews, the whole enchilada thing. But we're subject to, there's only amount of time in a week that we can do these interviews. You know what I mean? Right. So she's got to whittle this down. And believe me, she's really got to use the big broad sword to be able to do it. And there's some absolutely fantastic bands out there. So you've got to be a little bit more special than anything else, right? Then she takes that, what she's got left, to production. Production and her, they work it out, sort of, kind of. Then it goes to a board. The board, any given board meeting could be 12, could be 8 people. Their only concern is it's our image. It's got to be good for our image. You know what I mean? Then Barbara brings it to me, and it's sort of a USB kind of deal. And I listen to it for the first time, no information at all. I don't know who the band is, title of the song, anything like that. I play it through my car stereo. Now, believe me, I got a kick-ass car stereo, right? But my reasoning here is for 2 reasons, actually, to be very honest. First reason is, nobody can influence me on whether I want to do the interview. It's based on the merits of the music. You got me? If I like the music, damn sure I'm going to do the interview. The other reason, by the way, is nobody else wants to drive with me. It's true. They kind of think that going sideways is weird.
I don't mind.
Well,
Not all.
yeah, exactly, not all of us. I mean, Barbara's son and their grandson, champion car drivers, you know what I mean? They like going sideways.
I think it's that way.
Yeah, I do it for pleasure, though. I don't do it for a job. You know what I mean? But believe me. So, to get to this stage, believe me, guys, I must applaud you because this is absolutely stunning music. I love, love, love every part of it. And the very first song, and I've got to be honest with you, when I heard this song, I pulled the car over. Funnily enough, it was actually in a very panoramic place, very, very picturesque, it really was. I set it back on the start of this again, cracked the cold one, cranked it up, played it again. Tell me about Rock With Me. Why did I do that?
You know, that's a surprise too. That's an old T-Bird song, old Thunderbird songs on the very first album. And I love some old T-Birds. I love Jimmy Vaughn, was one of my idols. I love his playing, and Kim Wilson, the whole early Thunderbirds, the whole early James Harmon stuff that was happening in the 70s, late 70s. It's just something I really had a passion for. And that song it's another one that's just been hanging around. I've liked it, but I decided to do something a little different to it. Ours doesn't really sound exactly like theirs at all, but it just has that groove to it. And it's just something, I enjoy playing it. And so that was the prerequisite. You got to like it to play it.
And it's been a big surprise. It was the first song on the CD that was getting airplay on some other stations here, and then on one particular chart, it's been on it for almost a year.
Yes, almost a year it's been on that chart.
Well,
And it surprised us.
I'm going to let you know right now. It's permanently on my playlist in my car, and believe me, we're getting so many requests for it. We really, really are. It has resonated with our audio audience from around the world. They all want to hear it. We played it a number of times, didn't say anything to anybody, just played it. It blew up our internet, it really did. So right here at Galaxy, joined by Smitty, the man himself, and Roy, the drummer from Smitty and the Jumpstarters. Here is Rock With Me.
This is Smitty from Smitty the Jumpstarters. Rock with me on Galaxy 107 FM.
How you feeling, guys? You don't need that drink yet?
Not yet.
Not yet.
Not
Still
yet.
good.
Okay. You haven't started getting abusive to me. What's going on?
Well, you know.
You're a nice guy.
Oh, bugger that.
Behind the scenes, nobody heard it.
Nobody heard that, right?
Yeah, nobody heard that at all, no. Dear, what are you doing, Barbara?
I'm
Playing
waiting.
us. Thank you so much, Grant. It's just, this has been crazy.
As I said, Brian, there's a certain standard of music that we play here, and it's got to be good. It's an honour to play your music.
Thank you very much. That's very nice to hear.
It really is.
It's nice to have some validation and all the time we spent putting this record together to have people playing it and people hearing it.
That's right.
Oh, okay. I've just been told how to speak like Canadians. You say, please, may I, excuse me, thank you, and sorry. If I cover all of that, I could be a Canadian.
Do you want?
Yeah. The thing is, and I'm kind of impressed that you guys can actually understand my accent. Americans.
I have a friend that lives in about an hour from here. That's an Australian guy, and he's has mobile stages.
Yeah, well, I feel sorry for you. He's Australian. What can I say?
That's right. Yeah.
That's right.
Yeah, I mean, we love our Australians in Australia.
In Australia. Oh, they stay there. Is that what it is?
Oh, you might pick up on this, that we actually have a love-hate relationship. It's like you Canadians and Americans in ice hockey. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Our sport is actually rugby union. It's like real football without pads.
Well, that's tough. That is, guys are tough.
Sometimes you got to convince them that they need to put some boots on as well. You know what I mean? No helmets, anything like that. We play real football. But the problem is, we actually just have the former world champions, the All Blacks. They were beaten by circumstance, not over actually being beaten. It was actually one of these points things like, well, it was the World Cup was being played in Tokyo. There was a typhoon. They had to decide who was going to win, so they threw a dart at the board, and apparently South Africa won. But thank God, not Australia.
There you go. Thank God.
Their national team is called the Wallabies. Wannabes. 30 years, no silverware. Yeah, okay. You got to feel proud of that, right?
Right.
Yeah, believe me, I wouldn't be impressed. I wouldn't be. But we love you, Australians.
Yeah, we've got a few here at the moment.
We do.
We've opened up our bubble just to Australia.
We have. Yeah.
But they have
Believe
to
me,
have
we're doing
been in
okay with this
Australia for at
COVID
least
virus
a
thing,
month
but
before
we've
they can
just
come here.
opened up our bubble to Australia. Now we're all freaking out. You know what I mean? It's not about the virus. It just means to say that, damn it, Australians are coming. Let's go back to the desk.
Shining bright.
Galaxy FM.
That's right, you're right here at Galaxy 107 FM, 9 away from 12 o'clock. It is 17 degrees, slowly getting up there. Kind of running out of day, but okay, fair enough. I'm still saying 22 degrees. The weatherman says 20 degrees. Barbara, yeah, 23 degrees. Not going to happen. It isn't. She's not going to win today. Literally, but kind of worried that I might not either. Now, Smitty and the Jumpstarters, primarily made up of 4 artists, and believe me, loving this. Not enough brass and bands these days. There really isn't. And of course, Steve Blake playing sax and backing vocals at the same time. Pretty hard to do both at the same time.
Yes.
What do you do? Breathe through your nose and sing out your mouth?
You can't have a sax going on at the same time. No, he's got to hold off.
That's kind of like playing the didgeridoo over in Australia, isn't it?
Well, it's
Kind of.
Yeah, believe me. I've actually tried that. It's harder than it looks. It really is. But believe me, they originally used to say to me, go and practice on one of those things from your vacuum cleaner. Try that first before you get a real didgeridoo.
Okay.
Yeah, believe me, if it's done right, you come away with a great piece around here.
Okay, I can see that.
Yeah. Oh, I forgot to blow it out first. Oh, I'm sorry. Believe me, those Australians have a sense of humour. Sorry that they can't spell beer. There's a brand of alcohol in a can over there with 4 X's on it. It is actually beer, they just can't spell it.
No,
That's Australia for you, though, isn't it? Apparently they can spell Foster's, though. It's a good beer, actually. It really is. Now, guys, do you know much about New Zealand?
No, not really.
No.
Oh, good. Well, you're lucky then. To be honest, New Zealand is made up primarily of 3 islands. Literally, right down the very, very bottom of the South Island, well, down the bottom of New Zealand is an island called Stewart Island. The only island that actually got a name. It's Stewart. Yeah, okay, that's a good, strong, sturdy name. Now, whoever named New Zealand ran out of imagination after that and called the next one South.
Okay, that's very good.
Yeah, and the one that followed that was North. Go figure, right? Okay. Luckily, we're in the warmer part of the North Island. Believe me, we really, really are. We're the first to see the light of day every day, and the first to see the time zones and everything like that. Everybody else, so behind us. Never mind. And believe me, we talk to a lot of people from around the world. Literally, places, would you believe, that were 50 below and in snow over the winter time. My question there is, why would you? Yeah.
That's the question I'd be asking is why?
Why?
Exactly. I mean, you walk outside, you're a human popsicle straight away. You blast frozen. No, bugger that. I wouldn't be doing that for a minute. But at the same time, we've spoken to a number of people that have had, that live in Hurricane Alley, for instance, again the same question. Why? Why would you do that? In fact, one guy says to me, the Russian roulette gamble is a lot of fun.
Well, that's what they say. I don't know.
I'm sorry, I'd rather be somewhere in the middle where I can actually drink moonshine.
Well, yeah. We need to come to North Carolina.
Yeah, there you go. There you go. Are you guys far away from the Appalachians?
What?
Are you
Say
are you guys far away from the Appalachians? The mountain?
We're about 2 hours.
Oh, that far. Okay. I understand now, literally. I really, really do.
From the state.
We're kind of in the middle of the state.
So in 4 hours, you can get to high mountains or you can hit the beach. So you go either way and get either one of them in less than 4 hours.
That's cool. That really, really is cool. So you'll have a stock fridge. You'll need one after this, right?
Right.
Yeah, gotcha. Roy, I won't say a thing, honest. Don't worry. As long as you guys send me some in that package, I'll be looking forward to that for sure. Now, at the same time, this COVID virus thing that's going on right now, we don't expect it to last forever. Sooner or later, we're going to be getting back to what sort of could be the norm and start doing shows. Would you guys consider coming to New Zealand and playing in front of New Zealand audiences?
See, why not?
Yeah.
With we can find a
Way to make sense.
yeah, get the right kind of sponsor and if that has the right kind of plane tickets, and we'll make it happen.
I love that. I really, really do. And believe me, we would love to have you here in New Zealand. We, thinking maybe about 4 shows here in New Zealand. Let's throw in Australia, only because we like their money, right? And do about 8 shows over there. Now it makes it worthwhile. And at the same time, I've got to warn you though, guys, we're a little crazy here in New Zealand.
We're okay with that.
Yeah, that's fine.
Okay, are you up for a few challenges there? Believe me, this is going to be fun. I really will. And you'll be thinking about these on the plane over here. You really will. You'll be going, oh my God, really? Do I have to do that? Really? Do I? Well, yeah, you do. It's part of the thing we do here. Have you ever heard of a hoo-hoo grub?
I don't say I have. No.
Okay. You're familiar with caterpillar, right?
Sure.
Okay, it's like a caterpillar on steroids. It's big. It's, a double-decker bus to a mini, you know what I mean? It's big, it's white, alcohol, plenty of alcohol. Usually before, sometimes people try during and afterwards as well. I recommend afterwards. But what you do is you put the live body in your mouth, rip off the head. Don't eat the head, it's yucky. But when you crunch down on this, it's like eating creamy peanut butter.
Okay. Well, I'll take your word for it.
By the way, they zoomed in on your faces then by the, just to make sure. We'll send you the instructional videos just to show you that I'm not pulling your leg here. We actually do this. The indigenous folks of New Zealand, the Maori, actually have it as a delicacy, and Barbara has adopted this for every international artist that we bring into New Zealand. We put them through this torture. It really is fun to watch. I got to be honest with you. Down the west coast. Yeah, exactly. Down the west coast of the South Island, there's a little place called Hokitika down there. They have a wild foods festival down there. Now, you're familiar with festivals, kids wandering around, candy floss, hot dogs, all that sort of stuff.
Right.
Yeah, not there. Believe me. You might find kids wandering around with deep fried locusts on a stick or something like that. You know what I mean?
Okay.
And we do the hoo-hoo grub down there. Literally, we really, really do. But having said that, I've been talking to the management of the Wild Foods Festivals for years now, saying what they need is a new stall where you can dip women in chocolate, dunk women in chocolate. I mean, it's all day eating, really, if you work it right, isn't it?
Exactly. Could be.
Now, have you guys ever heard of Queenstown?
No, not necessarily. No.
Yeah, I don't mean Queensland like you find in Australia. That's the place where all the men wear dresses and high heels or something like that, apparently. Queenstown is a small little boutique kind of city. It wants to be a city, it really does, but it's where all the A-listers from around the world go and hide from all the paparazzi, things like that. You know what I mean? Where you go and, take your friends and get away from the world. Shania Twain actually owns property down there. Kevin Costner was down there before the virus thing. Same with Tom Cruise, Keanu Reeves. The A-listers, you know what I'm saying? You never know who you might bump into down there, but guys, I got to be honest with you, you don't want to bump into me.
Okay. Why is that?
I'll throw you off a bridge.
Okay.
Well, that's a good reason.
That's a good reason.
Yeah, it is. I have a friend down there. He introduced New Zealand to the sport of bungee jumping.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, and you're not Australian. We'll attach the bungee.
Well, we'll think about that.
Okay, well, you survived that, and I'll take you down the Shotover River. Now, believe me, you're going to love this. These are big jet boats, huge, fast jet boats that, well, they turn them inside out, upside down. They almost hit walls and all sorts of crazy things, but you won't spill a drop of your beer.
How is that?
They recommend putting a lid on it.
The only ones that last.
Okay.
That would work.
Yeah, that kind of works. It does, you know what I mean? But crazy rides. It really, really is. You will absolutely love it. We'll take you there. Are you familiar with Lord of the Rings?
Certainly, yes.
Okay, well, about an hour and a half away from where we are right now, here in Komodo, is Hobbiton. The original set of Hobbiton, Middle Earth, if you want to put it like that. We'll take you along and go and show you through there, show you all the hobbit holes and the party trees and all that sort of stuff. Lots and lots of fun there. Literally, the staff will have to take you because I've been banned.
Means you had too much fun one day.
Apparently, there was a security golf cart kind of deal that went missing.
I've heard about that.
Yeah, landed in the middle of the lake.
Yeah, I think Terry was talking about that.
Yeah, it truly did happen, actually. It landed up in the middle of the lake. I got a friend of mine that flies helicopters, you know what I mean? Lots of fun, it really is. But, well, they still have to let me in if I go with Peter Jackson. Actually, Sir Peter Jackson, he's the guy that produced the movie. I went to university with the guy, so I have a viable argument here.
That's a good person to know.
Exactly. Robert Gillies is joining us. Nice to have you on board, my friend. Kia ora, brother man. It's very, very cool to see you on board. Now, at the same time, I think it's time to rock this house. Guys, tell me about this.
Rock This House is an old Jimmy Rogers tune. It was done in 1960 on Chess Records, and it's another tune I've played for a long time, and just kind of adapt it to this band, and we've been playing it since day one. I think that's one our first
on the
song.
original list.
It came in and just love it. I mean, it's a fun song. It's a party tune. It gets you on your feet. I enjoy what we do with it and sharing that with people.
1,733 requests for it so far, and still climbing right here at Galaxy is Smitty and the Jumpstarters and Rock This House.
This is Smitty from Smitty the Jumpstarters on Galaxy 107 FM.
So you still with me, guys?
Absolutely.
Oh yeah.
Nice. We've got California Sun coming up next.
Okay. Cool.
And
We're
believe,
hoping to
believe me,
push that
guys,
a little bit.
I'll make sure that Barbara sends you a couple of videos of the things that we're talking about, if you know what I mean, so you get an idea of... I'm really not pulling your leg about the peanut butter bug.
Okay.
Okay, I'm really
We
not.
didn't think you were really.
No, but I recommend alcohol. Well, I recommend alcohol all the way up and down the countryside, to be honest. I do.
It's a medicinal thing, right?
Yeah, exactly. Apparently over in the Appalachians, they call it hand sanitizer now.
Well, it is. That's they doing the hand sanitizer out of everything.
I love that idea. I really do. Oh, you playing with some wildlife?
Yeah,
Wow,
some ants.
you found an ant.
I did.
Very cool.
Yeah. And I found
Cool.
these two guys up here.
You found those two guys up there.
Yeah.
You really did. You
Roy
know.
and Brian
Brian looks too serious.
does.
There he goes.
No, that's better.
That's better. Look at that. All the rest of the girls in the room go, finally, he's smiling again.
Yay.
Believe me, if you don't smile within about 5 or 10 seconds, they get worried.
Okay.
Oh God, we're doing it wrong.
Yeah. Dear. We're not doing it wrong. You guys familiar with James Bond?
Oh,
Yeah.
no, not
Yeah,
really.
you know that Daniel Craig is
Oh,
just completed his last movie as James Bond,
this
right?
old hat now.
Yeah,
Yeah.
he's
Finished.
getting a bit old, but in the filming of it, he actually broke his ankle and was down for about 6 weeks. Now, if you can figure this out as far as money goes, for the franchise owners and stuff like that, all being down for 6 weeks because your leading actor is, that's a lot of money going on, you know what I'm saying? And so they had a board meeting and they decided that they wanted to have a look at a new way of looking at James Bond. Well, I don't blame them actually, you know, James Bond has been sort of the same scenario for many years, but they wanted to turn him into a female. Now, they put that idea out on the internet not so long ago, and believe me, the internet blew up saying, no way, Ian Fleming wrote James Bond as a man, keep him as... Moneypenny's fine as Moneypenny, right? And I got to agree. What do you guys think?
Certainly, yes.
Yeah, so now they've compromised. He's gay.
Okay.
Yeah. Do you know what they're going to call him now?
What?
U7.
Where's that drummer?
Makes you wonder what he's going to do with his Walter PPK, right?
Yes.
Dear.
Oh.
Oh boy. Keep him coming, Grant. Keep him coming. Brian's still smiling.
The dogs had it though. Look.
The dog's had it. Yeah, the third member's out, you know. Third wheel.
Frank is on the
They're
ground.
chilling. Yeah, they are.
Oh, there's two of them. Look at that. They're bloody road staff. Look at that. That's right, you're right here at Galaxy 107 FM, 8 after 12 o'clock, we're a little over time. It is 17 degrees downtown, heading for a high of 20 degrees, so the weatherman says, and believe me, I think we're going to get there. Still have faith, 22 degrees, going to be a blinder. Barbara's 23. She's not going to win today, she isn't. Tuesday, April the 20th, and I'm really elated to be joined not only by Brian Smith, Smitty and the Jumpstarters, but also Roy Brown as well. And, well, you know, guys, I'm absolutely loving this. I really, really am. Have you got any shows planned in the near future at the moment?
We've got a handful.
Yeah.
We've got a club date. We'll do a Winston-Salem festival in July. We're going to do an outdoor kind of a street deal. We have a possible tentative in September and October. So we can't really talk about them. They hadn't announced the shows yet in the lineup, so we kind of have to wait till
They finished planning because
Right.
they're still dealing with COVID, whether they're going to happen or not. But they're kind of moving forward like they are, and they've got some acts on board and asking us to save the date. So at least there's some daylight there.
I like that. It neither can confirm or deny. You almost like the Pentagon with that answer, to be very honest with you. I didn't ask you if you believed in aliens or even spacecraft or anything like that, but just to show you, okay, we may not, you never know. It sounded absolutely garbage, really. But, it happens, it really does. It means that they may be getting some work in the future, which is great. Now, summertime is upon you, and I celebrate the fact that you guys are getting summertime because we are heading drastically into wintertime right now, and believe me, the weather forecast isn't looking great over the next couple of days. In fact, long weekend this weekend coming, Anzac weekend, which is where we remember our fallen in many wars over the years, and we appreciate every one of them, we do, and lest we forget. So, but for you guys, summertime is on the way, and you must be starting to feel that it's time to get down to the beach, that 4-hour drive, if you know what I mean, and go and perv on some bikinis and mankinis and all that sort of kini stuff. Tell me about California Sun. Why did you do that?
Well, a friend of ours kind of suggested to us that, that maybe we should look at doing a surf tune, which was not quite in our wheelhouse, but not really far off the path, and got to thinking about it and decided to give this a whirl, and it has turned out, we got to play it live some before we recorded it, and it's people really responded to it, and we thought it turned out really good. But on the record, the horn, the extra horn that we added for that gives it a little boost. That Barry sax gives it a little something extra, courtesy of Mr. Scott Adair on Barry.
Yes, Scott came in on a number of these songs. I think about 4 or 5 tunes. He played Barry sax. He plays with the Temps and the Tams. The
Four Tops and the Temps.
Yeah, Four Tops. That's it.
Plays with him sometimes.
So he's one of the horn sections with that. So that's very good to have him with us. It's an old tune. It's been around a long time, but
62, I believe.
Yeah, 62, and then redone by the Rippingtons.
A lot of people have done it, but it originated in '62, and a lot of people have done it every year. If you YouTube it, you can find Bruce Springsteen doing it.
Right.
You can find a whole bunch of people
Beach
doing
Boys.
it. Yeah, a whole bunch of people have done it. But we took a shot at it too, and pretty happy with how it came out.
Well, I tell you, Roy, and believe me, we've been playing it, not a great deal, but we have been playing it. Have got so far 1,600 plus requests for it, and we're releasing it today as our release number. And believe me, I'm absolutely fascinated by this because I absolutely love this track. I really do. In the quote of both gentlemen, many people have done it, but not quite like this. It's played here at Galaxy.
This is Smitty from Smitty the Jumpstarters in Greensboro, North Carolina. We're sending it to you on Galaxy 107 FM.
Damn, it's hot in here, Barbara. It's 88.3 degrees Fahrenheit inside this office.
Woo! That's warm.
That's pretty warm, yes.
I wouldn't stand a chance if I was an Eskimo pie.
No.
Oh, I'm sorry, I didn't mean to be racist. You're not allowed to use Eskimo pies anymore. Now they're just ice cream slabs. Do you remember those? You get a
Ice cream slices.
wafer ice cream slab.
They're polar pies.
Polar pies. Is that what they are now? Okay. Yeah. I went to the shop the other day and asked for an Eskimo pie, and this lady asked me, and she goes, "Are you racist?" I went, no, I'm not. I'm just looking for a damned ice cream.
Oh, Lord.
Guys, here's one for you. I've got a friend of mine who's blind, right? And she reads by Braille.
Right.
And I met her outside the supermarket the other day and she looked really worried and I says, what's the matter? She goes, what's the scariest thing you could think I could read? And I went, I don't know. She goes, don't touch. I went, seriously? She goes, seriously? I went, don't worry about it. You walked away safely and you still got all your fingers and toes. True, it happened. It really did. We'll wrap this up after this, guys, but don't go anywhere just yet because we do a couple of crazy things afterwards. We take some photos of ourselves and send them to you. You can put them on your wallpapers, on your phones and stuff like that. Show all your mates and go, you know, Kiwis, not healthy, don't do it. You know what I mean? But Barbara also will do a video. She'll make a movie for you. You'll get a copy of that as well. We'll transpose all of this over from Facebook Live to YouTube so you can have a copy of that as well. And I really, really appreciate you guys coming on board. We'd love to catch up with you guys again. Will you come back again?
Absolutely.
Certainly. Thank
Nice.
you so much for having us and playing our music.
Yeah, we can. It's great. It's a thrill.
Well,
Yes.
believe me, Roy, believe me, Brian, it's more of a thrill for me because I absolutely love the music. And I've been looking forward to actually meeting both of you guys. Well, actually, I didn't know you were on board, actually, Roy, until just this morning. But, Brian, I have been looking forward to meeting you since we've been doing this. You know what I mean? And
Yes.
I absolutely love your work. I really do. And can't wait to hear new stuff coming out.
Now, there will be some eventually.
There will be eventually. We'll try to get through this summer and sell a few CDs.
Sell a few of these.
Try to make a few of those dollars back and share this music. I mean, that's the first thing, you know, want to do is tell people to share it and to bring it to a whole new audience.
There you go.
That's
There you go.
that's kind of the thing.
Okay, let's hang in there.
Yeah, they walk, and I walk, and they twist, and I'll twist, and they shimmy, and I'll shimmy, and they cry, and I'll cry. Well, I'm out there having fun in the warm California sun. Well, I'm out there having fun in the warm California sun. Well, I'm out there having fun in the warm California sun.
That's right, you're right here at Galaxy 107 FM. Today we're talking to North Carolinians, yes, Smitty and the Jumpstarters, made up of Brian Smith, of course, Steve Blake, Doug Dennis, and, of course, the drummer as well, Roy Brown, is in the house. It is an absolute pleasure to be able to catch up with these guys and would love to catch up with them again. Will you come back again, guys?
Absolutely.
Yes.
Would love to do it.
Yes, thank you. We'll do it.
Okay, yeah, and if you need their psychiatrist in any way, shape or form, I'll get Barbara to pass the number on to you, okay?
Okay, sounds good.
Very good.
If not, I will pass on at least the phone number for the nearest bar.
Okay.
Okay, that's next best thing.
Yeah, and a cab driver as well. Responsible drinking, right? Absolutely. But in the meantime, don't go anywhere just yet. You're right here at Galaxy 107 FM. Switch over to the other studio. Yep. And let's go with a little Kings of Leon. You're right here at Galaxy. Good morning.